Andy and Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. I was driving the other day,
Okay.
and I came across the thought that I've been meaning to bring up for a while, and underappreciated bands.
Oh, good.
Do
Good
you know
topic.
who was, or they were, um, one of the most influential bands of the early '80s that just does not get enough accolades?
Uh, this isn't going to be accurate, but I'll
No,
throw
it's going to
out
be.
the.
You're not going to
Oh,
be accurate.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to be off. The Tubes.
No, no.
Okay.
Well, close though. It
Okay.
starts with a the.
The.
No, not the. No,
Yeah. Every band started with the.
the
So.
Cars.
Yes.
I
Okay. I love. You know what? A very underrated band.
I'm telling
100%.
you
They had
what.
so many good songs.
Oh,
A lot of radio play, but it never felt overplayed.
I
You never were like, you know what? I
too
hear too
much.
much of the
Right.
Cars.
Yeah. So what came on? I think Drive came on at
Oh,
first.
great song.
My God, what a great song! And then
Mhm,
You Might Think came on at one point.
mhm,
Um, if you look at the library of music that the Cars put out over the years,
mhm.
that was a hugely influential band. And if you remember back to the early days of MTV, their videos were the absolute standouts. They they took video because up till
Mhm.
they started doing some concept with their videos and some fun and things, you had Tony Basil running around doing cheerleader outfits.
Yeah, I mean, which had its place. Hey,
I
we were
didn't
not, we're
mind.
not, we're not. No, when you're a teenager and Tony Basil's running around
Yeah.
in a cheerleader outfit,
Yep.
oh, you're good to go.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better.
I um I did stumble on that video not long ago. I saw that Mickey video, and the
Hmm.
simplicity of it
Hmm.
was kind of a nice throwback. But to look at a video, I mean, they clearly shot that thing on a super VHS tape
Hmm.
machine because the editing sucks. It's just not that good. But man, just what I needed from the Cars.
Oh,
What are some of the
great.
other hits? Throw me another couple Cars hits.
Oh God. You might think
Oh yeah.
a Magic is a
Oh my
great
God.
car song. I love that might
Huge.
be my favorite.
Good times roll. Moving in
Yep.
stereo.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go
Um,
is another yes.
Bye Bye Love. Love that
Yep.
one. Shake It Up.
Shake it. Yeah.
Hello Again. Great one.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, I remember a bit when I was in middle school, some
yep.
friends of mine did that song as an air band.
Awesome stuff, man.
It
What a
was
great
great.
band. And
Yeah.
the bummer of it all, we'll never get to see the half-ass reunion with
Oh
like
no,
one or
yeah,
two members.
yeah.
Never
Yeah,
gonna
both
happen.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both gone.
So, all
Hey,
right.
in that vein, before I get into the news, I was driving with Max yesterday,
Yep.
and Cindy Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" came on,
Great song.
and I cranked that, and I noticed Max kind of and Max hates almost all the music I like now
Right.
because he has awful taste in music. But that was I forget every single time that song comes on, and and I don't think Cindy Lauper got the credit
No.
that she deserved for being really as her voice was really really good. Again, I've said this before. I don't get Taylor Swift. Cindy Lauper should have been bigger, and Taylor Swift shouldn't be as big. I don't like from a pure whatever you think
Yeah.
from a voice quality standpoint. Cindy Lauper was really really good.
I think I think where it went was that Cindy Lauper wanted to stay really individual.
Hmm.
And rightly so. She stuck with that through her entire career.
Yeah.
And it's not been like a loss of a career for Cindy Lauper. I
No,
mean,
no, not
she's
at
still
all.
turning up on TV ads and she's still relevant,
Hmm.
you know. In fact, I've got my Funko Pops, these little
Yes.
guys back here. I've got one of Cindy Lauper and the girls just want to have fun record up above.
Hmm. That's great. Yeah, that was even guys jammed out to
Oh
that,
yeah, how
and
can
you
you
didn't
not?
care.
Yeah,
You didn't care because you didn't want people to start thinking it was the '80s. It was a different time. You didn't want people
right,
to start thinking stuff. But yeah, it was just. But you didn't care.
right.
Like you'd crank that. You would crank that shit with the windows rolled down.
Well,
And
and then if you
and
flash back to those years too, there was
mm,
Cyndi Lauper, and then there was Madonna, and
yes,
you know what? The
mm,
Madonna crowd took her really seriously.
yeah. Oh
That's where
no,
you kind of lost the guys on the Madonna stuff. The
right. Yeah,
guys were like,
because okay, you're
oh no
taking
no
this
no,
shit. Yeah, come on,
she's
you're
too
taking this.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let
Plus,
it
Cyndi
go. All
Lauper
right.
had Captain Lou in her
Absolutely.
video.
When you have Captain Lou Albano in your video,
You
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 just
just
sold the
take it.
whole world to
You
man.
yeah. You just took it up to 11. There you
Hmm.
go. All
That's
right,
it.
let's get into it.
All right.
China is increasing its military presence near Taiwan. Navy ships, warplanes, including fighter jets and bombers, have been surrounding the island since Tuesday. This morning, the Chinese military flew another 30 planes, including J-10 and J-16 fighters. This is one of those things because we have to defend Taiwan, and China. This it wouldn't shock me if they invade.
Hmm.
It wouldn't shock me. And because and part of the reason is, and this is again, this doesn't mean we shouldn't be giving assistance to Ukraine or anything, but the fact that we're we've given so much military aid and we're a little depreciated militarily right now. So if and I'm not saying China's going to do this, they probably won't, but it wouldn't be a shocker. It'd be a surprise, but I don't know if it'd be a shocker if they did. So that's just one of those situations you want to keep an eye on, and it's a little bit unnerving. Anyway, what else is going on? We never touched on this when it happened, but anyway, TikTok uh, activist, trans activist, and former Bud Light spokesperson Dylan Mulvaney has left the United States. Bud Light sales, of course, plummeting since it teamed up with Mulvaney back in April. Bud Light was the number one beer brand in 2022 since dropped to 14. Now, everybody kind of went a little crazy on this. People were a little too upset, and then other people were like, "Hey, what's going on here? What's wrong with this?" And it was just a square peg round hole. You could have done this with Dylan Mulvaney, but you don't do it with Bud Light. Bud Light, you've got your blue collar workers, you got your frat boys, you got your farmers. This is not them. This is not them. And you've got, Kid Rock doing his Kid Rock things, blowing the. I mean, that was on brand for Kid Rock. It wasn't stupid, yes, but it was on brand for him. What you do if you want to use Dylan Mulvaney, Zima, you reboot Zima with Dylan Mulvaney and go something very different. Boom, that would have been brilliant. It was again, know your audience.
I
That's all that was.
you
It was a
know
know your audience, and you just misfired on that.
I
And then you crapped over. You're like, oh, we want to get rid of the frat boy image. It's like, that's your base. What are you
dude
doing?
I
Be smarter.
the reaction that was given to the whole thing by John Q. Public was truly an embarrassment to this country. I be
I
better
just
than
didn't
that.
care. I just
And
didn't
you shouldn't
care
care. You shouldn't have to
one way
care.
or the other.
Really, it shouldn't matter at all. But the behavior and the memes and the truly hurtful and nasty insults that came of this were, in my mind, they held up a mirror to a segment of society that can really do better. Um, Dylan Mulvaney will take nothing from you. He will push nothing on you or anything that you don't want. And it gets down to this too, in all honesty. And I wrote about this not too long ago. The LGBTQ crowd, they are really nothing more than the new whipping boy for whoever is intolerant. It's no different than the 60s where they had that. I put a picture out at the end of June where that lady was screaming at the little girl that was trying to get segregated into the school. They were trying to move into the school. From Arkansas. The legendary
When
picture where the girl's walking into
okay,
school and the group of people are following her along, screaming at her.
right.
That group has not changed a bit. They're only screaming at LGBTQ people now.
That's
And
a little bit different.
no, it's not.
I would say
It's
that
the
is different.
same. It is the
That's a
same exact mindset. It's who we fear, what we don't understand, and why we need a vent for our hate. That's all it
here's
is. And it's
he-
appalling to think that in 2023 people still have to behave that way. Be better.
here's
Be
here's part of the
better.
problem. Here's part of the problem. Right now, everybody is all black and white on this. When we're all really trying to still figure this particular thing out. The gay thing, everybody's pretty much figured out. Nobody really cares about that. There are some lingering people care, but when you get into the trans issue, especially when you're talking kids, whatever you do as an adult is fine. Dylan Mulvaney can do whatever Dylan Mulvaney wants to do. That's fine. Dylan Mulvaney is an adult, and you can like it, not like it, whatever. But right now, we've got two camps, and they're both wrong. One, it's like you're divided into you're either a transphobe or you're a groomer. That's the way each side views the other.
Yeah.
With this. The ones I'm talking about, the ones who are really, really doing this. It's like, oh, if anything to do with trans, you want to groom children. That's not true. Anybody who's thinking, wait a second, maybe we shouldn't be transitioning our 8-year-olds, that's not a transphobe. Okay, so there's got to be a middle ground, and eventually, once years down the road, maybe.
Let me ask you this.
It'll become. We're going to get a handle on this. Right now, it's just too new for the two sides to kind of.
What is the reality? What is the reality of kids who are being trans at 8 years old?
That's not a real look. Here's the problem.
No.
Kids are,
that's a question. I'm not going to allow you to divert. I'm not going to allow you.
I'm not diverting it.
Okay,
I'm not diverting it.
What's the reality of how many 8-year-olds are being trans?
Well, no, you've got it's a hell of a lot more than there was. Now, here's the problem. If it's one of those things that's a real thing, kids are very malleable. It's very easy to entice them one way or the other, especially if you're a kid who doesn't seem to fit in for any number of reasons. Could be that you're just gay. Could be that you're ostracized for this, that, or the other. And then you see this particular group. Oh, I can be a part of this. Now, maybe that will be eventually who you are as an adult. The problem is we just don't know yet. And I have empathy for anybody. This is not about hate or anything. I have love for everybody. And I want everybody to be the best of themselves, whoever that may be. But when you're a young person, you're still trying to figure that out. And we don't need to be doing certain things at young ages. Again, once you're 18, then that's why, hang on a second. That's why in Europe, they have stopped these practices. One, because they've got 1,000 lawsuits from young people who have transitioned and now are not, because again, they weren't ready.
Okay.
We just need to, what everybody needs to do, and I'm saying this on both sides of the issue, take a breath and try and figure this thing out rationally and calmly before jumping to, again, you're a groomer or you're a transphobe. Let's try and just find some common ground and see what is best for these particular individuals, and make sure we don't have really young people who don't really know who they are yet get caught in the crossfire, because that's not good either.
Okay. So we're going to keep them away from this kind of stuff and not let them identify with groups that they may be pulled into.
You don't want, well, again, you don't know. I don't think
that's what you want.
Healthy.
You don't want them drifting toward where they could be influenced.
Right. You don't.
Okay.
You don't want.
Let's keep in mind how many sexual abuse cases have come out of the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's
okay. We don't want.
Again,
hey, if we don't want kids drifting towards stuff, if we don't want kids drifting towards stuff, maybe we should keep them away from that. No, that's not fair. But hey,
dude, that's okay. Let's keep this on. That's not the same topic.
It certainly is, and I'm going to tell you what. More abuse has come out of the Catholic Church that has been proven than any of this horse shit that's going on the other side.
That's not neither of those two. Okay, two things can be true at the same time. Catholic Church has had serious abuse issues, and they need to get a handle on.
So have the Duggars.
They 100%. They need to get a handle on that 100%. This other thing, we don't know enough yet. So let's just be again, that's why I said in Europe, they have stopped these practices. Nobody is saying you can't do whatever you want to do or be whoever you want to be at this age. But we got to be careful when you're dealing with younger people. And that's just the reality.
Okay.
Again, take a breath and
So you've got two realities
get
here.
let's not get too hot under the collar about this.
I'm not
I
hot
get
under the
it's
collar.
emotional.
I'm pointing out a fact.
Yeah, you're pointing out, yeah, but you're comparing one thing to another thing that we weren't even talking about.
Indoctrination
That's a separate
is what I'm talking about. If they indoctrinate with a group of their choice or they indoctrinate with a church that their parents take them to,
yeah.
it's the same
well,
thing.
that's okay. Again, that's on the parent. The parent can decide these things.
Okay.
The parent can. Now you can say parents can do whatever they want with their kids within reason, 100%, as long as you're not abusing the kids. If you take them, if you leave your kid alone with a priest who turns out to be whatever, or with whatever, that's on you as a parent. That would be horrific. I can't imagine what that's got to be. But this is, again, we're talking two different things. We could talk about abuses in any religious denomination you want to, but that wasn't the story. That's not the story we were talking about here. It's those are two different things. Those are two different abuses.
You walked
100%.
into circles of influence, and I pointed out the other side of circles of influence.
Yes.
So if you're a parent and your kid is lost in his identity and he happens to find a group, maybe it's the Gay Straight Alliance at his school, maybe it's the Bible Club after school, maybe it's football, maybe it's basketball, whatever. If your kid finds his niche, the kid should be okay. We shouldn't have to worry about where that niche is found.
Well, again, if you're dealing with young kids and you're talking about certain procedures, giving them female hormones or male hormones at young ages, this is different. Again,
Right.
we're getting too far into the weeds on this, and that would be something that, again, we're not.
Slippery slope.
This is where I'm trying to get both sides to say, look, we're everybody's just been dealing with over this the last, since Caitlyn Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner. When Caitlyn Jenner was Bruce Jenner, this really wasn't. It was there, but it wasn't in the mainstream. Now it's in the mainstream. Okay, and in fact, we've gone through 3 stages of this: tolerance, acceptance, and now you have Pride months where it's celebrated. People can decide to do that or not, and that's fine. I don't care. You do whatever you want, but things are moving quicker than some people are comfortable with, and we've got to figure out a way to handle this together. And when everybody immediately starts dividing into camps, that's where you have problems. That's why you need somebody like me to come in and say, okay, let's try and figure this out.
All right. Well, your genius analysis was breathtaking.
Well, it wasn't. Again, I'm trying to be reasonable about
I get
this
it.
and not get off on one side or the other, because people, I guarantee you, people would listen to this and one side would call you a groomer and the other would call me a transphobe, even though neither of us are either of those things.
Right.
Okay. We're both trying to figure this out and seeing what's best for those involved. That's it. And I don't know, and you don't know. Neither of us do. And this is down the road. Hopefully we all get a handle on it. Anyway, in the meantime, let's all just calm down. Finally, Pure Michigan teaming up with McDonald's. Hey, speaking of beverages, a new beverage. The drink is inspired by the state's sandy beaches and blue waters. It's a blue and yellow slushy with frozen Sprite limeade on bottom and frozen Fanta blue raspberry on the top. The Pure Michigan mix is $2 any size at participating McDonald's. See you into that?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna get in line at McDonald's.
I think we got enough beverages.
No,
I'm just going to go out on a limb. We got 12 different kinds of Mountain Dew.
Right.
We only needed one.
Yeah, well.
We only needed one kind.
Yeah.
That's all we needed.
Well, these Mountain Dews are trying to be different. I'm just not sure.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if we need that. One
No, you know,
kind was fine
honestly,
by me.
yeah, we needed one Mountain Dew. Okay, maybe two. Fine, I'm not going further than
I don't
two.
know.
You have diet and regular. There,
I don't
that's it.
know.
That's your
I don't
choice.
know. That Mountain Dew trying to change itself, trying to be who it
Slippery
is.
slope.
Nope.
See, everybody's caught up in it now.
I don't know.
Oh. Okay, yeah, there are more genders than there are varieties of Mountain Dew.
All right.
So, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, I'm cool. Sports. NL beats the AL in the All-Star game 3-2.
Was that
means
boring
NL
or
gets
what?
I completely forgot.
It
I will
sucks.
say this though.
It sucks.
I don't think it sucks, and here's why. That's the only All-Star game that matters. And I'm not even a big baseball guy, but All-Star game actually has some bearing on the season because you get home field advantage if your league wins. So
I'll tell you
good
this:
for the NL.
Miss Know It All About Baseball, who knows ERAs and all that stuff. She's like, "What league are the Tigers in?" And I'm like, she said, "Who do we want to know? Who do we want to win?" I'm like, "Really?
Oh my
You don't
gosh,
know?"
really?
Yeah. So I felt smart
That's
last
shocking because she is the man in this relationship.
night. I couldn't agree more.
And from a sports sports perspective.
Hurry up! I got to vacuum before she gets home.
Go ahead, let's knock this Jeopardy out.
Oh, you done with sports? Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, Jeopardy time then. Hey, exciting! 21st Century Films for $1,000, and you are. Oh my God! I didn't even write it down. 43,600 in all. All right.
I'm getting closer to that.
Rose Armitage has some key issues with her boyfriend in this 2017 thriller.
I haven't watched. I'm gonna blow this.
Yeah.
2017 thriller.
You kind of blow anyway.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know what this movie is. See, you know what?
You didn't know
I was
that
thinking,
at all.
No, here's why. I started thinking, what is the name of the Jordan
You don't even
Peele?
know who Rose Armitage is.
I know who directed that movie. It was Jordan Peele. Look it up. Who directed Get Out? It was Jordan Peele. I was thinking, but then you didn't give me because it was a racial spin on it. Because most of the horror movies, let's be honest, it's all white people being crazy.
I'll give you credit for knowing Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele directed it. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, well,
I know things.
You're amazing. Dave Cackley, we'll see you back here Friday.
That's right. Tomorrow off.
Yes, we do.
See ya.
Hello, Muskegon. It looks like a wet Wednesday is in store, so let's take a look at the amounts and the timing of the rain. Starting out with your weather headlines, it looks like we will have widespread rain showers moving in, especially this afternoon. And with that, we will see increasing levels of humidity during the afternoon hours as well, with possibly another round of isolated storms Friday afternoon. But we will have some rain showers moving in for Wednesday afternoon, especially around 2 p.m. or so when the first batch of rain will be moving into West Michigan. It will continue during the dinner time hour as well. You can see by 5 p.m. widespread heavy rain is expected, at least moderate rain across West Michigan, and then that will continue into the evening hours, going into the overnight hours by 2 a.m. Thursday. So early Thursday morning, we'll likely have lingering rain showers continuing. That will likely wrap up by Thursday morning though. And all told, we could see over an inch of rainfall across West Michigan, at least in some areas. In general, at least a half inch, if not 3/4 of an inch of rain is fairly likely across the area. So this will definitely help with the drought we've been seeing so far this summer. And due to the rain showers and cloud cover, temperatures will be holding back into the mid-70s today, upper 60s at the lakeshore. And while Lake Michigan will be nice today, the weather will not be nice. So if you really want to go to the beach today, we're not expecting any issues besides, thunderstorms occurring. So for your Wednesday, expect a high of 76 with showers and thunderstorms across the area with briefly heavy rain at times, with humidity once again returning during the afternoon. We'll have thunderstorms lingering into the evening hours and overnight with a low of 63. Thankfully, though, the showers will wrap up before Thursday morning, so most if not all of Thursday will be dry and partly cloudy. We'll slowly warm up going into the weekend as well, with another chance of rain at least for Friday afternoon going into Friday evening. Looks like most if not all of this weekend will be dry and partly cloudy, though, with a very tiny chance of an isolated pop-up shower. And that's your rainy Wednesday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon Channel and 9 Colton Woods Weather, and enjoy your day today.